and start your, or you are ready.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're being recorded. So we'll call the order. We'll do the roll call. Tyler Crook here. Jennifer Eccles. Did I say that right?
Here.
There we go. Capola, Napoleon.
Here?
Tracy Dillon. Not here today. Emily Sims.
Here.
Catherine. Oh man, you told me last time. Lundquist. She's not here. Robin Onstadt. Not here today. Counselor Hernandez.
Here.
Sarah Frost.
Here.
Crystal Stevens.
Here.
Are there any other guests? I count 3 other guests. All right, so are there any changes to the agenda today? All right. Then does anyone want to approve the meeting notes for last month, February 21st?
I motion to approve the February meeting minutes.
Anyone would like to second?
I'll second.
Approved. Okay, so the very first thing we have to do is recognize Dave and Will for their contributions to the library. I didn't really plan anything to say. I didn't even plan to be here today.
I have a feeling there's a few people who maybe got the impression we weren't gonna be here today, so it's okay.
Do you want to say anything, Sarah?
I'll say a whole lot. No, I won't, but I thank you both for being here at our library board meeting, so that we can take an opportunity to thank you in person. There's a lot I could say. In fact, I could write books. I had to be the last person to write on your cards, so I made sure that there was enough room for everybody else to write on your cards. So I wrote on the back of your cards, so don't forget to flip it over. But you two, I was explaining to the library board last month, I think it was, I don't even know now, that you two have been with me since pretty close to day one. You actually started your term before I think I started mine. So I know you were going through the process and was appointed to your position as a library board member. And my first month, my first board meeting, you were right there. So you've definitely been with me since day one. And a couple weeks into my role as library director, Will was right there with me and has been with me ever since, almost daily for 6.5 years now. So that is a whole lot of hours, a whole lot of time, a whole lot of dedication, 2 renovations, lots of fundraisers, lots of new books, lots of new computers, lots of evolved space, lots and lots of increase of library use. The library has evolved and both of you have been essential to that. You have been absolutely supportive, and to this day, we have that room because of some of the magic you worked in inspiring me to think outside the box. So thank you. And your perseverance and constant motivation is one of the reasons why I have such a well-established relationship with the school district. So thank you. And I'll leave it at that, otherwise I'm going to get all emotional.
We had some plaques made for you guys.
Thanks. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And thanks, Will. You guys want to stand up and
Get a picture.
You get a picture together?
Yeah.
One of the perks of being the chair.
Go, there we go. There we go. Perfect.
Those are pretty.
Those are nice.
They are pretty,
Nice.
yeah,
Really
they
good.
turned out good.
So thank you.
Can I say something?
I don't know, it's just me.
Yeah.
After listening to you talk, I thought, oh, this is bouncing right back on you. You're the one who, I think I knew you were getting involved. And I thought this guy needs support. I could see the energy and the positive spirit that you had. So thank you for everything you did. And I don't shine a candle to this guy. This guy is great. A lot of stuff for the libraries. Thanks for the opportunity to serve.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you, Dave. You were the chairman of my very first meeting, which was the only time, I think, that I ever spoke out and made a proposal. And also, it was the first board meeting I'd ever been in my life. Or actually, the second one, but the first one I was only a spectator, and it wasn't good. So this is a whole brand new touchy experience for me, and you helped walk me through it, and because I said, I don't know what I'm doing here, and you helped out.
Didn't look like I did.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're very comfortable, you're very at ease in the chair position.
And a high five,
thanks, Bill.
made it a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun.
It is.
Yes,
Getting things done is a lot of fun.
yes.
I think this library board has a really great vibe, like everyone is very excited and very committed to it. And a huge part of that is the culture that you two helped to build. And that's amazing, I'm really grateful for
Thanks, you guys.
Maybe I'll be seeing you again in another year.
it. Yeah. Okay, well, enough touchy feely stuff. We can move on to the reports. Sarah, do you have your library director report?
I don't have much to report. I'm back from vacation. I have that to report. We are still working on modified schedule, and I apologize, and we just will for probably a few more weeks. I'm anticipating by mid-April, we'll finally be back to a more normal schedule as we just continue to work through all that. A special thank you to City Hall, to Christine and Crystal, who covered the library so I could take a 2-week vacation away. I needed it, and it felt good, and it felt good to come back. I feel refreshed, so I definitely needed it. I do have an update, or a few things I guess I can share, especially about my project with the city on homelessness response. I had a meeting today with, I don't want to butcher their names, so it's the Homeless Alliance Youth Action Board, and that Youth Action Board, they call themselves Backbone, and they work out of Salem, and I am working with one of their very involved youth, and also the person who is working with our rural Polk County focus group as our consultation. She is a part of that youth action board as well. So we all had a chance to meet today, and they're actually going to come out in April and do some work with me. And I think I finally have landed on, my city manager doesn't know this yet, but I finally have landed on really targeting youth who are experiencing homelessness and or are at risk for experiencing homelessness and or have had housing instability of any kind, whether it's couch surfing, living with family, so on and so forth. I think if we're going to make an impact that's long term, that might be really the direction to go, because we can't solve all the problems for all the people as much as we want to. So we really have to think wisely about how we dedicate our resources. And regardless of what the city decides to do as a whole, I think even from the library's perspective, we can easily lead that charge and continue to work with those key groups and organizations. So I'll be working on that, and it will actually have a tie-in to the summer reading program, which I'll start planning in the month of April. And I've got our first event up at the school actually scheduled for the end of April with the kindergartners at their registration. So I need to get on it and get some stuff together for summer reading program so I can share it with incoming kindergartners. Other than that, I'm happy to answer questions.
The kindergarten teacher, is that one of the ones you've been with before or a new one?
Yep, Mrs. Lopez up there, so Maya.
I saw that the Yamhill County Commissioners decided not to do a state of emergency for the homeless stuff. Well, do you think that will affect any of the funding that you guys were anticipating for the homelessness stuff?
It won't impact anything other than to say we won't have support or any additional funding opportunities come from Yamhill County.
Okay.
So at the state level, they're still in their legislative sessions, and it's a lot of back and forth still about what those funding packages are going to look like when they finally do filter down. What we do know is that we do have mandates that have to be met at the municipal level. So we do have to have solutions, regardless if they give us money or not to fund those solutions. So we have to have a plan in place regardless. We just know that support might look differently coming from Yamhill County, where we're fortunate because we have partners in Polk County, and there is funding there, and that is where we're doing the majority of our work with right now. Anyways, so.
Okay. Cool. Any other questions? Okay. Library board member reports.
Oh, go. Yeah. Fundraising committee is going to be meeting again. We've established our date as Sunday, April 16th, 2 p.m. If you'd like to be there. And then Tyler, Mary, and Lucas and I have all been in an email thread working on this 501c3. I'm sure Tyler will share more information as well, but Marion is a champion for us. Gonna be doing it so much and getting this situated or filing everything for us. So it's huge, huge help. And then we've got Laurie is interested in joining our group and helping us with the nonprofit. And a lot of people are excited about this new facility. Possibility of a new facility. Yeah. So there's a lot to discuss at the next meeting since we were on a break. So if anyone would like to join us and hear more about where we're gonna go from there, please do.
What was the date again?
April 16th.
At 2 o'clock, you said?
Yes, here at the library. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have much to add. I'm sort of like, don't know what to do without Marion. and Marion's like just getting ready to go into tax season. So it might be another month or so before we start making any progress on that. But
Yeah, she's on vacation right now and yeah, tax season, she said it's been brutal this year, so.
Are there any other member reports? Other than the fundraising committee, there's no other committees like active right now, right?
Just library facility planning and fundraising committee. Yeah.
As far as the new library facility, again, there's not a whole lot to report. We're still sort of, the first step is the 501c3, getting that going, and then yeah, and that's like the second. We haven't made a whole lot of progress on that, but we're making little baby steps. Any questions?
No, but thank you. Thank you for all of that work. All of it. They're baby steps, but there are a lot more baby steps than we've made in the last 7 years.
Yeah.
That's
The package
progress.
asked to like 3 different people and everyone has that, this is too much legal stuff for me. I don't know, I don't understand.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so under unfinished business, we have a new library facility, which we basically just went over, and homelessness response and prevention, which Is there anything more to add to that, Sarah?
Not too much more. I guess the other part I'll share is, the other part of that project that I'm working on is I've been facilitating conversations with Grand Ronde and Sheridan so that we could look at what, emergency shelter services look like, in the West Valley, not just Willamina. So we have our next meeting, it'll be the first Thursday in April, and it's working with, emergency management out of Grand Ronde, and then the Sheridan code enforcement officers doing those conversations as well. And I think next steps will be looking at locations, and we have some other players at those tables too. One of the pastors and another one's been invited as well, and then any additional people that we can get involved from Sheridan as well. And then I've been working with the gentleman who helped get everything set up with the Polk County emergency shelter response as well. He's been coming to those meetings to help us get a plan in place, because again, Polk County has some funding actually that could help support that. So we hope to have some plans in place and make progress between now and next winter so that we have emergency shelter options during weather events here in the West Valley as a whole, not just Willamina.
Next. All right, is there any new business? Nothing. Any public input? Yes.
So I didn't have the opportunity to work with Mr. Buswell, and I got to see you work a couple of times. I just want to reiterate the appreciation that Sarah has expressed, and I want to express my appreciation for all the support that you gave to the city of Willamina's library and to our community and to everyone that you touched in the process. Sarah's really thanks you.
Thanks, boss.
Thank you. Here.
And so much, it's Sarah Frost who's primarily the motivator for me. Her concepts, early literacy, getting in contact with the school, being a hub for the community.
Yeah.
Was inspiring, and it was a good place to put my energy.
Thank you.
See, Sarah.
And with that, can I put in a shameless plug? We have budget committee members open. You only have one meeting a year.
Well, it's got-
Shameless plug.
No.
Do that. Sorry, Sarah.
No, don't be sorry. You know, the budget committee impacts the library, so as shameless as it was, it's actually a needed shameless plug, so.
And then, I just have one more quick thing, if it's okay. So Sarah had communicated that there was a request about emails. That our city and, city emails, so that we could keep the separation of personal and, your library board. Please know I've been in conversation since Sarah brought that to my attention, and we're trying to figure out what that looks like. I don't want to give too much, but it doesn't look like it's gonna have too much of a monetary effect on the city, but we're working with our IT team, so hopefully get those out. We're looking at licensing and how many can we have, but please know that she shared your concern and we're working on it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that would certainly make it a little bit easier to manage my emails. Okay, so announcements and calendar.
Oh, can I share about my thing
Yes,
this Saturday?
please.
This is really cool. And I'm really proud of it. And part of me, I'm like, why didn't I get the information out? So it's because I was on vacation. So this Saturday, so once a month for some time now, we've been doing a dedicated Saturday programming day. And way back when we were coming out of COVID, it started really for teens. It was a teen only space, and it kind of morphed and evolved to be more than teens. And then we had adults who were very interested in the stuff we were doing here, and they wanted to be a part of it. and then I left. And things got all crazy, and then I came back, and then I lost my youth services coordinator, but he's still volunteering, and he's very much still a part of our Saturday thing, but now it's kind of evolved into this, additional, library services, kind of day as well. So we'll still have the program with Richie, and the teens, or really anybody at this point who would like to participate in the tabletop role-playing game. But then I will also have our volunteer, I'm referring to him as our resource volunteer, Jim Lash, and he'll be here representing VFW and American Legion to provide veteran services on site once a month for 2 hours, which is something I really have wanted, and we finally have been able to make it happen. And then my mom has volunteered and will be here to provide assistance for those wanting to learn more about Ancestry.com and genealogy. My dad will be here volunteering his time to do telescope clinics, representing our astronomy club. So if people have a telescope, they don't know how to use a telescope, they want to come learn about our telescopes, they can come and he'll help people with that. And then I've also got a representative from Job Corps coming for people who are interested in their program, and then also creating opportunities. So employment type scenarios there, especially youth related. And then what else? I think that's pretty much it, but we're hoping to expand on that because I've got a volunteer coming to meet with me on Saturday as well about the cricket finally, because the goal will be to offer cricket tutorials to community members as well. So the day has evolved, and it may not be a big bang the first go out of the gate, but I think as it's consistent enough, we'll be able to finally provide some additional services to the community that have been needed. So I'm really excited.
That is cool.
And that's the fourth Saturday of the month.
Fourth Saturday every month. The tabletop role-playing game runs from 11 to 3, and all additional extended library services, as we're calling them, will run 12 to 2 on the fourth Saturday.
And that's this Saturday.
Mhm.
I can't count.
Yeah, it's this
Say
Saturday,
that again, tabletop role playing game is what, 11 to 1?
11 to 3,
11 to 3, there you go, and then other services are
12 to 2.
12 to 2.
Mhm.
And is the library open for checkout and stuff that day as well, or is it just services?
We'll see. It's gonna depend. I'm not advertising every like normal day-to-day services, just to make sure that I don't overwhelm myself in my capacity. Because if anybody ever recalls us being open on weekend days way back, it could get a little overwhelming in here. And I really want to focus on the other things that we can do for the community other than books and everything else, like more than material is really my intents and purposes of the day. So
And how are we getting the word out for this? Is it through?
social media, and eventually I will probably for next month put it in the bulletin board. And then today I sent flyers to all of our volunteers who are participating in the day. Patrice with Creating Opportunities, Tina with Job Corps, and then Jim with Veteran Services. And then eventually they'll start sharing with their organizations as well. And then we shared that I was starting this process at the service integration team meeting that we host here on first Thursdays, because I was looking for participation, which is how I got Job Corp and Creating Opportunities to say, yes, they want to do it. So I'll continue to utilize them because they are working with clients already, and then they can refer clients to come to the library on that day to see what resources are available to them as well. And then next month in April, the Backbone group that I was talking about earlier, they'll actually be coming on that day. And I'm going to be talking to a library board chair person I know to see about doing a youth focused find your voice teaser art program that day as well. So and start getting some more engagement happening inside the library on that day as well. So
Nice.
don't run away.
wasn't even supposed to be here today.
So thanks for letting me share. I almost forgot to share about that because it's amazing and I'm
Yeah,
really
that's pretty exciting. That's gonna be like a big day every month. Like, that's a lot of stuff.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job.
All right, and then the library facility planning meeting will be on April 10th at 6 p.m. here in the library. And then April 11th is the city council regular meeting. Is there anything library specific that's coming up in the city council meeting? Or is that just at the city council meeting?
Just city council meeting, because I know how much you guys love to support me when I attend those things. So, and then I sent this out before we knew the fundraising committee meeting, so that didn't make it on there. I apologize.
Oh, no problem.
Oh, yeah.
We just determined that last week, so.
Yeah.
Those are just figuring it out.
Yeah, just to reiterate, April 16th fundraising meeting,
What
Thank you.
time was the facility planning meeting?
6.
Got it.
But the fundraising meeting, you wanted to do it at 3?
It's 2 p.m.
It's on a
Sunday.
Okay.
Easy to get to. Yeah. And then everyone can get out of church. Attends church, so.
All right. I think that does it. Does anyone like to motion that we call quits for the night?
I'll motion to adjourn.
All right. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
I'll take it.
Okay.
Didn't do it.
We'll let it slide. Everybody else wants to stay here.
All right, then we are adjourned at 6:36.